Ek's goed op my camera hierso op Zoom.
Cool, ek kan net screen share.
Okay.
En ek gaan net die skyns draai. Yes. Lekker.
Happy.
Happy. En ons is live.
What's up, everybody? I'm going to share the link last time on the
Wil jy have it?
ek het die link, net die Zoom link. Kan ek hom vir jou stuur?
Dis dalk.
Okay, cool. So just so that the people start joining and don't complain. Uncle Bobby, we missed the first half because we were late, or we didn't have the link, or we didn't click on the link, or the link didn't work, or my Zoom had to restart and reset,
I had to register.
or 17 other excuses that people use to miss the important bits, which are right in the beginning. Just kidding. It's all important. But the link is important too. Okay, let's close this bad boy here. And we are off to the races. Should I phone Elena and just make sure that she sees us on all the platforms?
Okay.
And then, okay.
Patty,
What's up, Buttercup?
what's the word? How many birds?
Good. Do I need more mics, or is this enough else? Is it okay? E, can you see us on all the platforms, girl?
Yes, I'm just logging into Zoom, but I've got you on, what is this? Instagram.
Okay, so you're late.
Yes, but so were you.
Okay. Just make sure you can see us everywhere, please. E.
79 on TikTok.
What's up, TikTok? By the way, for some of the guys on TikTok, when's our next auction, Els?
You must tell me.
Thursday?
Sounds good.
Thursday. We've got kick-ass cars that are arriving from Cape Town.
Jy praat net.
Ek praat nie net nie. We have amazing bakkie, Ford Ranger diesel that's going to start like 80,000 Rand, long wheelbase. That bakkie's going to run, and 3 or 4 other cars that are on the truck. That will be here by Thursday.
Sounds good.
Good.
Lekker.
Okay, recruiting. Hope everybody's ready. Buckle up. This is the boring part. And as you all know, the boring part takes concentration, focus, where you have to sit, breathe, and make sure that you are in a position where you can take it in, because the boring part, if executed correctly, is the part that actually makes you the money. The very flamboyant marketing techniques and all the hooks and everything else that we teach in our marketing course is awesome and fun and works now. It works now. It's literally, we share stuff that is currently giving us amazing ROI and amazing views. We're up to 300,000 views per day, which is freaking unreal. Organic views without paying any promoting service to push our content or sponsored service to push our content. 300,000 views. So we're getting about 2 million views a week, else across our platforms. Mathematics. Am I right?
Yeah.
Just over 2 million views, because it's 7 days. Sometimes the content overperforms. Sometimes it just slightly underperforms. It depends. The team says how good I was on the day.
Yes.
And normally I'm very good on the day. Sometimes, most times, with a few exceptions. But unlike the marketing course that we do and offer, this stuff is evergreen, which means it works in any economy, any country. It works whether the interest rate is high, whether the interest rate is low, whether the interest rate is in the middle. It always works. If you recruit, hire, train, and retain good teammates, your teammates will deliver on the product of your company, which will then bring more customers to your business, which will equal growth. What's wrong, Els? Do I look a different color with so many lights on? What did you do?
Ek wil net daai een met afgesit het.
Okay, am I not as shiny as I used to be
Please
now?
proceed.
I will proceed, madam. No problem.
Thank you.
Is TikTok awake? Do we have
Yes,
more than
122 people.
more than one person is good, and we're having a conversation with a crowd. All right, I'm going to jump straight into recruiting. On the post that we did regarding the recruiting part, I mentioned that I consulted with Mr. PBD himself, the one and only, and a lot of you guys asked me, how did you get to interact with a kick-ass guy like that? And it's a quick story. Back in 2021, we had a bookkeeper. She by that time she had been with us for 14, 15, 16 years. So she was with us from the beginning. And I walk into her office. I said to her, her name, I'm not going to mention her name, but I said her name. I said, listen, have you ever heard me ask for a bonus? She says, are you crazy? That word doesn't exist in your vocabulary. I said, exactly. So here's an invoice for $10,000 for a sales course. She says, on the internet. I said, yes, online. She says, why is it so bloody expensive? 10,000 US. I said, yes, it's a sales course. So anyway, she says, cool. Give her the banking details. I pay this course and we sweet. I get the login details and I do the course over a 4-day period where I physically sit and for 3 hours or 4 hours a day, I review the first chapter and the second chapter. And there were 7 chapters. So I did 2 chapters at the end, 2 by 2 days, which made me finish, I think it was in 5 days, because I went away on a very nice safari trip for 5 days where there was internet. I made sure. And at the end of the course, it had a little questionnaire. And what Mr. PBD asked is, have you learned everything that you were expecting in this course? And if there was something that I missed, could you please kindly say what I missed so that I can improve for the next course? So I give a detailed answer. I'm like, this dude will never read it, but maybe a PA reads it and someone just, answers me because I'd really like to improve in this certain area. And at that stage of our lives, Mit-Mak's exploding and it's just going wildfire. Literally, like we are growing out of our seams. So for the longest time, 2 things have happened. The company has overtaken me, which means the company grew faster than I could manage the company as a CEO. And those are scary times for me. And then the moment that I catch up and I sort of not outgrow the company, but I'm in line with the company, then we go on another run and then the company outgrows me again. But at that stage of my life, the company had outgrown me to the point where like I was losing control, literally. And I say in the questionnaire, the one thing that astonishes me is how you went from 0 to 60,000 salespeople. So you're not actually an insurance agency. In my opinion, sir, you're a recruitment agency. You're a kick-ass recruiter. So how do you do that? How do you recruit and then obviously train, onboard, retain, and grow the people within your organization? How do you do it? And a little bit more detail. And Helena just sent me a message too quick. And a little bit more detail. And we send it off. So I send it off and I think nothing of it. It's the weekend. I think it's the Friday afternoon, very, very late. So whatever time it is in America, it's probably in the morning. And we chill, we hang out on Sunday. I get a call back from one of his PAs. So at that stage, he's got 2. Now he's got probably 4 or 5. But at that stage, he's got 2. And this dude by the name of Roy, he reaches out. He says, "Hey, Barbie, I would like to take this opportunity to say thank you so much for filling out the questionnaire. And Mr. PBD would like a 15-minute Zoom meeting with you. If you don't mind, how does your schedule look?" I said, "Never mind my schedule. Like, are you for real? Is this not a scam?" Definitely not. Is he going to ask me for money? He said, "Absolutely not. He found your question fascinating and he would like to connect with you." So I said, "Okay, cool. When?" He said, "How does Tuesday sound?" And I said, "Okay, cool, perfect." And that specific Tuesday, the time that he gives me, I was invited to the Minky van der Westhuizen show. What's a show called? The Minky Show. Is that what it's called?
So.
Else you should know.
Just because I'm Afrikaans.
Yes, because you're Afrikaans, you should know what Minky
shows.
Show is.
It's nie Pasalani.
It's nie Pasalani. So it's the Minky Show. Can you please check what it is? Right. Google it. So anyway, she invites me to the show and she wants to do this interview with me, and we chat before the time on the phone, and I say to her, "Listen, homie, at 4:30, so our interview is supposed to end at like 4:25, 4:20, whatever the time is. And while I'm waiting to go in and they're doing makeup and all this other stuff."
Is it Minky en Vriende?
Minky en Vriende, yes. Okay. I was on the Minky en Vriende show. Check if you can find my episode. That will be funny. Okay. So my call is booked with PBD on the Minky en Vriende show, like back to back. And we're supposed to go on and we're supposed to go on. And I message her, I text her, because during like when she does stuff, she does look at her phone. So I'll make sure, I said, "Tell her to look at her phone." I said, "Minky, we are late. If my phone rings at 4:30 and we're busy recording a show, heads up, I am walking out of the studio because this call I'm not going to get again. I really want to take this call." So she's like, "No, you can't do that. You can't walk." I said, "Listen, I'm walking off studio." So anyway, she squeezes me in, and literally as we finish, "Hug, thank you very much. All the best." Boom. I see US call on a video call on WhatsApp. So it's Mr. PBD. And we process my question, and the 15-minute call ends up being like whatever it was, 35, 45 minutes. I'm driving with my friend at that stage to the airport. And after, the call started, we're already checking in bags, but I'm still on the phone with him with earphones. And, immigrant child, he tells me a bit more about his story that I didn't know, tell him a bit more. And anyway, long story short, I get placed into this mentorship program together with 7 other people. And for 2 years, we like connect on calls. It's a monthly call. It's very strict. You have to read a book. You have to give feedback on the book. And it's a lot of fun. I meet awesome entrepreneurs from all over the world. And then he presents us with this opportunity and he says, "Barbie, this is for you, my brother. Cool recruitment, hiring, and developing people." And he shares the system with me that he developed to recruit, hire, train, and obviously retain 60,000 sales agents. So eventually, a year and a half ago, he sells his company for $250 million, and now he's into media, and he's probably going to sell that company for a couple of $2 billion in 20 years. So he's doing really, really well. But we had the opportunity, the 8 of us, to fly over to Fort Lauderdale, land in Miami. I landed 2 days in advance because I wanted to be fresh and fit, make sure that I'm climatized. This thing was like a big deal to me. And I'm going to admit to something. I would have never taken the vaccine, the COVID vaccine, like never. You can beat me with a stick. I would have never taken the vaccine. And I took the vaccine just to go and meet and spend time with PBD. So that's how much I wanted to go. And it was during the time where you had to produce papers. And then later on, you could buy papers, believe it or not, that you took the vaccine. But at that stage, you couldn't. You had to take the jab. So I went to Pretoria North, took the freaking jab, got the certificate, did the swab like 48 hours before I flew. I said to my team, "I'm working from home. If one of you bastards gives me COVID, I'm going to murder you. So I'm working from home. Don't even give me COVID over WhatsApp." I like completely isolated. This was a big deal for me. I wanted to go. Land in Miami, spend 2 days there, then spend the weekend with PBD at his house with the 8 people that joined us. and we processed what I'm about to share with you today, which was life-changing for us. And coming into the room today, else I'm looking at my target and my income, and versus where we're tracking versus where we need to be. We've had a couple of slow days, so we fell behind slightly. And in fact, I'm going to go on a recruitment mission with you from tomorrow. So we're going to go and we're going to practice what we preach tonight on the recruitment mission. We are probably going to employ another between 8 to 12 salespeople in the next month or two. So we're going to go hard, boy, tomorrow. Okay. So someone from America on the H2A program wants a car. Thank you very much. We'll phone you now. So I'm going to get into it. I'm going to go nice and slow. If you have like a really cool question, where would you like people to post the question else? What do you think? What's best?
TikTok.
TikTok.
Yeah.
So join me on the TikTok live and post your question there. We've got Elsie, we've got Elena from Cape Town. We've got a few people scouting good questions. If you'd like me to unpack something deeper, post it there. If they miss it, just post it again until they see it. Because you know they're ladies, they're probably doing other stuff instead of the other stuff. Hey Els.
What's your branding of your copy?
Skis?
What's your branding of your copy?
Ek weet nie, hy het nie vir my ingegee nie. So we've got the Uncle Bobby branding on our Ely cups, but today we are promoting Ely coffee. Drink, if you want to feel not silly, drink Ely. Okay, my man, the Ely guy, you owe me like 1 week's worth of coffee.
Yeah.
Thank you, and you're welcome. I'm going to jump straight into it. It's a 10-point system. It's super slick. It's super strict. It is absolutely mind-blowing. We don't have time because I'm only allowed 45 minutes from my team to go into each and every different point. But the end of this video, or at the end of this webinar, if you would like me to unpack it the way that PBD unpacked it, this is probably a 90 to 120 minute conversation where I go point by point by point by point by point. You are welcome to reach out, and me and the team will book a call for you. It will cost you a bit of money. It will be the best money you ever spend. But in this free webinar, I'm going to over deliver on value as it is. So let's jump into the first slide, and I'm going to go very slowly. I'm going to just increase the sort of the size here for the people that are on the Zoom so that you can see nicely.
Maybe also ask, sorry, if it's their first time.
Yeah.
They must just comment as well. First time here, so
If
we know.
That's a good idea. So if it's your first time on one of these, please comment first time so that we're aware who our audience is tonight, and we can also take notes and improve for the next one. So if it's your first time, just say my first time on whatever platform you are currently watching us on.
Simi, Sam, and Wary says nice haircut.
Nice haircut. I got it literally 5 minutes before I walked in here. So due to the lack of sun, I'm trying to tan my head so that the next time around next week, I'm going to shave it off. So for the first time, I'm going to shave off my head, and then I've been doing my push-ups and burpees, and we're going to do the Rock shoot. So I will probably end up looking like the Rock after he stopped steroids when I start steroids. So somewhere in the middle we're meeting, but appreciate you. Thank you so much. Thank you for noticing. All right. When recruiting, you need to create a 10 points system that your new hire needs to hit at least 7 to come into the company. Now, each point has different requirements. So one of the points, I can't go through all 10, but one of the points will be, I will give you an article, a pro-capitalist article. And my favorite one to use, you can go and steal this and use it, because this is what we used. Our masterclass book is where else? If you can maybe pass me one there.
If we still have one there.
Yeah, we do. Because you keep giving them away to the people that come join us for the course. So I charge the dealerships 50,000 Rand.
Just show the other people as well.
Where is it? Yeah. I charge the dealerships 50,000 Rand to come and hang out with me and show them how we won Dealer of the Year. And the most value outside of marketing, outside of handling objections, outside of posting on Instagram, on story, on TikTok, the most value was this. Everybody afterwards, and fraud. So I did a lot of fraud training and how not to buy cloned vehicles. So that was number 2. But the number 1 was the 10-point system that PBD taught me, that I taught the dealerships. and everybody said like, we are like, this is going to change our businesses, and those that used it actually saw a change in their business. So one of the points is the following. I give you a Joe Rogan article where he sold his rights to the Joe Rogan show. At that stage, after that, it sold for more, about 100 million US to Spotify. And the article breaks down the fact that he wanted all that content to be available on his YouTube channels for free and other platforms. So did they really buy him? Did they buy his rights? Like, hyper confusing. And I think to push the narrative slightly towards, they overpaid. Um, why would you pay $100 million and then he can just upload it for free on YouTube? So no one has to go and subscribe and pay the Spotify subscription so that you don't get the shitty ads the whole time asking you to subscribe, when you can just go on YouTube and then just skip the shitty ads on YouTube and then just look at it there. So did they overpay? So in that, I'm testing for a couple of things. Am I going to be able to influence you all the time into decision that I want to make? Because then you're a yabru and I don't want you close to me. You need to challenge with logic the whole time. And then number two, if they catch that hook, if I hook them with that narrative, can they go and actually defend or attack my narrative? So can you play devil's advocate on both sides? That's awesome. Okay. I don't know what you guys are talking about. I'm going to ignore your conversation. There's like a group chat here. Now it's Brad Pitt and screenshots of Brad Pitt and all this other stuff. Okay. I'm excluded. I'll close my phone.
Okay, sorry.
So that's one of the 10. So if that person fails and says, no, completely overpaid, and doesn't have good logic to back up why they overpaid. So I don't mind you saying they overpaid, because on the one side of the fence they did. But if your logic, your way of thinking and explaining to me why you think they overpaid, no, because, and you give a very soft answer, then you lose a point. The other points are when you test for criminal activity. So do you have a criminal record? Do you have a past where you've been fired? And how we do that is very slick. So people will go and say, from 2021 to 2023, mid 23, I took a sabbatical to look after my sick grandmother. Okay. How is she, by the way? It worked out and she's fine. All right. So I'm phoning the employer before he said this is the last place where he worked, and trying to backtrack where did he go, because he obviously went somewhere where he went for a sabbatical where he doesn't want me to go and check for a reference. So that gap in the CV is one of the points. Is there a gap in the CV? And then phone and actually ask. This is in real time. Somebody that worked for me was convicted for fraud. Boom, convicted for fraud. Now, he committed the fraud a very, very long time ago. It wasn't a misdemeanor. It was a serious thing. And he joined our company before I did this. So as soon as I did this, I called HR, said, do these criminal checks on all these people and come back to me. She says, we've got a problem. So-and-so was convicted of fraud. When? Here, about a year and a half before he started working for you. Okay, the case was presented to court and he was found guilty. Okay, I had to pay back a whole lot of money and it was a big thing. So I said, cool, no problem. Thank you very much. Is he the only one? Yes, he's the only one, Pops. Okay, cool. Call him in. I'm going to be very direct with you. I want you to understand that if you lie to me, it's going to be a problem for me and for you and for our relationship going forward. I'm not going to ask you twice or 5 times. I will present my findings because there is something that I found out about you, and I want you to be open and honest with me and answer any and all questions as truthfully as possible. If you lie to me and I fact check you afterwards, I'm going to let you go. If you tell me the truth and you explain why, when, what, where, how, and you give me a detailed answer for everything, I will consider keeping you here. Deal? Deal. I present my case. He answers truthfully to every single question. I fact check him, said, okay, cool. I will keep you under close wraps. You slip through the system. It's not your fault. It's my fault. I did not test for this. Had I tested for this, I would have never employed you. It's a non-negotiable. This is a serious thing. Anyway, I try to be a kingmaker and I make this person very famous on the internet. Someone approaches that person, that someone recruits that person successfully. So I don't know what they promised him. They obviously promised him the world and the stars. And then about a week or so later, head of HR, it's a big company, very big company, lots of branches everywhere, phones me and says, no, we would like to do a reference check. I said, sure, no problem. Who is it for? This and this person. Else, you were with me when I took that call.
Yeah.
Okay. Was I excited?
Yes.
Was I excited on that call?
Yes.
Yes, I was. So I said, cool, your sequencing sucks. So you recruit the guy, you poach him, good for you. But then now you found something out. Okay, because just like me, you did your checks afterwards. Now you want to know from me whether or not he's done this at my dealership and whether or not he'll do it again. Is that your question? Yes. Great question. You should have asked me this question before you took him. I'm not going to give you an answer because I don't really want to engage you because you skipped a step, didn't you? Yeah, but you're very sarcastic with me, the lady says to me. I said, I'm not sarcastic, I'm direct. By the way, just before this call as well, someone phones me. I tried to sell them a G-Wagon about 6 months ago. So I send them the screenshot. I said, this car is at a dealership that I'm friendly with. Here's the dealership. Here's the car. Okay, I can get this car for X. Okay, it's like 200 grand cheaper than what you can get it for. I will pay you for your Golf 8R 50,000 rand more than anyone else and give you the car for 200 grand cheaper. Yes, cool. He phones me now. It's like 6 months later. He says, I bought the car from that dealership, and when I sold it back to them, Mr. Bobby, they ripped me off and they gave me a low amount. I said, well, why are you phoning me? No, I want you to help me find another car. I said, brother, I'll never sell you a car. Are you angry? I said, I'm not angry. I'm direct. I'll literally never, ever sell you a car. And I've saved your number to make sure that I'll never deal with you because you made me jump through all the hoops, get you the discount, get you the best price. Then you go buy it from them, which is fair. Sharp, no problem. But when you lose the money and they give you a shitty trade-in, then I'm only good enough. Salute, brother. Go and support another dealership. Straight like that. He's like, are you angry? I said, I'm not angry, bro. You lost the money. You should be angry. I'm not angry at all. I'm happy. I'm sorry you lost the money. I'm not happy that you lost the money, but going forward, I would like to deal with people that like me and I like them. And when we speak, well, I mean what I say and I say what I mean and vice versa. And you made a mistake. I forgive you. I just choose not to do business with you. I get to choose, right? So do you. Lots of other dealers salute. Have a nice day. So going back to that very, very important phone for a reference. And how do you phone for a reference? There's a magical question that you need to ask when you phone for a reference. So ring, ring. My name is so-and-so. I would like to do a reference call on this person. Before we start, I'm a leader, you're a leader. I'm a manager, you're a manager. I'm a CEO, you're a CEO. I'm HR, you HR. I'm a salesman, whatever it is. Having said what you've said, the golden question is, if you had the opportunity to employ this person again, would you or wouldn't you? That's the golden question. And there's been calls where, dealership phones me and says, we're about to employ XYZ. And I say, stop right there. So just go outside, count your lucky stars, count them, because there are many, many lucky stars that you've encountered. Employ this person right now. And you know what? I am from the bottom of my heart, like professionally jealous that you have a killer. I lost that person because I didn't lead him or drive him or her the correct way. I didn't speak their love language at the time. And I'm so sorry I lost them. But you have yourself a gem. Do not make the mistakes that I made. And these are my mistakes. I've done that more times than I have hairs on my head, if I had any. I've done that probably 100 times already. So, and the people that you speak to, will always normally say the same thing, because it's someone that's detached from the reason that that person left. Detached meaning HR just does a HR function. The manager comes there, presents the case, salesperson or whoever you're recruiting presents their case, HR follows the rule book, they go and seek senior counsel. If there's a CCMA and dismissed or mutual separation, whatever it is that they decide to do, they do. But it's normally a detached person, meaning I didn't have a personal vendetta and problem with you to go and fire you, so that when someone phones me for a reference, I give you a shitty reference because I've got something against you as a human being. So if you speak to a detached person, you get the truth. Would you employ that person? Yes or no? So it's a 10-point system. It's very detailed. Each point is sequenced also in a different way, that if you pass the first one, then you get to do the second one, third one, all the way up to 10. The 10th one, I'll give you the 10th one as well. And this we use always, 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 always when hiring senior managers. And this is it's probably the best one out of them all. I give you my favorite book, Barbarians to Bureaucrats. You read the book, however long you want to take. Do you want to take 5 days? Do you want to take 9 days? Whatever it is. The HR manager that we had before the current one, she's going to stick around. Else we've got a rock star at the moment. She is so strong. But the one that we had before her was just as strong. She was a nice lady. I gave her the book. I said, before I hire you, I want you to read this book and give me your 3 top findings of the book. And we're going to have a 20 to 30-minute conversation on this book. So in real time, this chick goes and finds the book on some Audible. And she says, it's like a 3 hour, 45-minute book. Can I come tomorrow, Mr. Bobby? I'm like, okay, cool. It's 5 o'clock now. You're going home to do the book, write the article, come and see me tomorrow and have the discussion. Yes. I said, I like your style. There we go. Here's the book. Cheers. Goodbye. Comes in the next morning. We have a fat chat, 2-hour chat about Barbarians to Bureaucrats, how it evolves from someone that just wants to go and kill everybody, and he's the prophet and he's the founder and he lays the vision, and then where it all breaks down when the bureaucratic crew comes in with their fancy degrees, like exactly my life to the chapter. And then it goes down, and how do you pick it up? Who is the synergist inside the company that brings everybody together? That's the glue that keeps everyone together and pushing forward, especially during difficult times. So that's the 10th one when hiring a senior manager. If you give the book to somebody that's I won't say a narcissist, but a communist. So nothing against a commie. If you're a commie, you go, man. We're a capitalistic company. I want to grow your income. I want you and your family to be well taken care of, and I want you to make more money each and every year, and I want you to fight for the right to have the freedom to grow. So we're a capitalistic company, but I don't tell you that. So I give you the book, and if I sense a communist in you, then me and you are not going to be able to work together long term, because you can fake agreeing with me for a month, 2 months, 3 months, 6 months, 12 months. You can't fake it forever, because my message is the same all the time. Congratulations, you did well. Eddie Machane, I always speak of him. Beginning of the month, he says to me, when I hit 25, I'm going on holiday. Like, it's whatever, man. He says, but I'm going to go for a week holiday because I'm going to hit 25 before my birthday, and then I'm going to be gone for a week. So on the 19th, I think, he hits 25. He says, I'm going on holiday. I said, Eds, how can you leave me in the middle of the month, homie? He says, what do you mean? You agreed. Me and you had a conversation. You've never gone back on your word. I'll see you next week, Monday. Mm-hmm. Boom, he's gone. The whole of last week, my branch is behind target because my top guy, he's gone on holiday, but he's back today, so he's going to make it up. He already did 2. Tomorrow he's going to do 2 or 3 again. So that's a capitalist. High five. Congratulations. You've done it. Well done. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All right. Cool. Now that we've swam in that success pool, let's dry ourselves off, see where we were doing well, where we leak, so that we can plug in those leaks and go for 35 next month. What do you say? It's yes. Okay. Sit, unpack the data. A communist will never last around me like that if it's constantly being pushed that way. So I've spent a lot of time on the first slide. I'm going to go fast. Elsie's looking at me with big eyes. I've got like 14 minutes left. But when hiring for a senior position, the assignment, we said that. Next one. All right. This is very important. Very, very important. The intention with every single hire should be to move them forward by advancing them from their current position. This, however, can only be done if you find recruits who are not only a culture fit, but are also coachable. Okay. So you have to be a culture fit and you have to be coachable. So culture fit, every company has got a different culture. Every branch in our company has got a different culture. Tier 1, babies. Tier 2, teenagers, they're finding their feet. Tier 3, college students, grown-ups. These are the guys that are hitting 15, 18, 25, 28 cars, 32 cars. And each and every branch has a different culture. If a tier 1 baby comes to tier 3, to my branch, and he doesn't enter the office correct, greet everybody, shake their hand. It's almost like you're not bowing down, but it's almost like you're a C player, homie. You are in the presence of A players, so you have to pay your respect. You want to be respected like these guys? Hit 15 cars, come sit here with me. Then you get to give everybody, the rest of the company, shit all the time. So for example, Sibo walks in. He starts loud mouthing his mouth. Eugene will ask him, "Excuse me, sir, do you have an appointment to come and interrupt our culture and our aura here? Where's your appointment?" And then there'll be a fight. Wow, 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 like UFC. And then what we do is, as tier 3 people, we'll just gang up on Sibo and just destroy it, like 7 of us. So we'll fire off shots until he leaves the office and then go and has a cry at the back. And then he knows tomorrow when he comes back, it will happen again until he enters correct. So that's our culture at tier 3, at Mit-Mak 1. That we do in private. Okay, we do it in private. We don't do it when there's customers on the floor. Or if you throw a jab, it's just a light jab. Pah! Then he knows, okay, you're lucky there's customers here. Otherwise, we would give it to you strong, boy. But every single dealership, every single company has got their own different culture and the way that they do things. The following system has been developed with the help of numerous business strategic coaches, not only PBD. He was the fundamental part of creating the 10 points. But the 10 points in America are different to the 10 points here. So for example, I'll give you one of these rules, which I'm like, shit, I can't say this to the company. He says, drug tests for everybody. Okay. Weed is fine. Anything from cocaine and above is not fine. So cocaine down, which is weed. If you test positive for weed, we don't mind. You don't lose a point. I'm like, holy shit, I can't say that. Is it legal? Isn't it illegal? It's like gray area in South Africa currently. But we've used a couple of these systems to build it into one. The main one coming from Mr. PBD. I'm going to move forward. All right, some wins. By using the system initially, undocumented, we have been able to attract team members who align with our short-term, medium-term, and long-term goals, and have multiple players on our team who have been with our company for almost a decade and now already past a decade. By using the system, we've been able to detect toxic people nice and early and even prevent some hires who had previously been fired for substance abuse and theft, by using the system. By using the system, we've been able to identify people who feel desperate for the position, but know that that's something better out there that's going to come along and they'll jump ship. So I honestly think this will not be for me. Most importantly, this will develop a culture where people put pressure on hires that slip through the cracks and exit them out of the company before you even have to. So what this means is, there's a very nice dealership, 20-year-old dealership that closed in our area a couple of months ago. I think it's about 9 months ago. It was in the beginning of the year. I've got lots of respect for the person who owned that dealership. Absolute warrior. Absolute warrior. Things didn't work out for that person and they closed the dealership down. I took 6 of her salespeople. She said to me, "Bobs, these are 6 good boys. I feel there'll be a culture fit." I interviewed all 6 at the same time. And I said to them, it's going to be very hard to work with me. This is why. This is what I don't like. This is what I do like. This is what I value. This is what I reward. And this is where you're going to get a beat down if we cross these lines. Cool. Any questions now? We're excited. And will you teach us social media? I said, very much. We do social media training once a week or once every 2-3 weeks, depending on the need. And I will also invite you if you are deploying the strategies and the methods that I'm teaching you, because I spy on you, I watch you. If you're not, then I won't invite you, because why would I teach you stuff that start off in high school and then go university and honors degree when you are not doing the high school maths? How can I teach you the honors degree, which is, hyperlinking, hiding tags in your story, and generating real sales, which I do with my story? I can't teach you that unless you're doing the beginning stuff first. Okay, cool. I had a couple of our senior guys also sit um, in that interview, and afterwards, our managers, I said, "Who's gonna fail validations?" Failing validations for us means, they'll come in, but they'll exit themselves eventually. So I already had an opinion, but I gave my word, and I want to give these boys a fair chance. They've been working very long at the previous dealership. It didn't work out for the dealership. It is what it is. The lady is fine. She's doing other businesses now. So I want to give them a chance. So I asked the one manager, what do you think? He says three of the six boys won't make it. These three won't make it. What do you think? The other three, yeah, I agree with him. Maybe a fourth one, but I agree. Three will make it. I said, okay, cool. In my mind, in my heart, none of them will make it. But in my mind, okay, three will stay. Eventually, I discuss, the interview process, and I inject them into the company and give them the best probability of success. But because I didn't use my 10-point system, I shortcutted everything. None of them make it. All six resign. All of them. They just, one resigns the next day. He says, are you fucking kidding me? Like, so much admin. What admin, bro? Like, each and every lead has to come in. It's a timed event. Within 15 minutes, this happens. Within the next 15 minutes, this happens. Within the next 15 minutes, this happens. Within the next 15 minutes, this happens. It's like crazy. Are you crazy? I said, okay, have you ever worked with a team where one single team member does 32 cars in 1 month? One team member. And by me, how many people sit here that do above 20? Now, plenty. Okay, my system fucking works, bro. It works. And it works because it's sequenced in a way that you don't slip up. And if you do, you catch a mistake easily. Now, I can't do this. It's too much. Salute, brother. Move on. Eventually, all six move on. And in my heart, I know that I failed these boys because I never put them through the 10 points. I took a shortcut. I gave my word. I wouldn't go back on my word. I gave them a fair chance. I probably didn't sell the nightmare as well as I should have, but at that point, there's also a desperation sort of factor that kicks in. The dealership closed. We get an opportunity to work with Bob's. We all know Bob's, and we don't really know what's going on, but let's dive in this pool and we'll work it out. So those are some wins if you use the system. All right. Then, how do you want to recruit? Age. You need to understand that different cycles of your business, different times of your business will require you to have different age groups as well as departments. I can't have a 22-year-old CFO. It's just not going to happen. It's just simply not going to happen. The CFO needs to have that. We replaced our CFO this year, and after interviewing a couple of people, I said, like, literally, this is the person that I have to trust, one of the top 5 people that I have to trust in the company, and I need to trust this person. It can't be, it needs to be an experienced person. When it comes to sales, when I'm recruiting greenies, I don't mind a teenager. 18, 19 is fine. When I'm recruiting a sort of mid-range salesperson, I want that person to be 27 and 29 and 30 years old. I want them to be that old because they've got responsibilities. They've got a wife, or they've got a kid, or they've got a car, or they've got a bond, and they have to. So age for you recruiting for that specific area is crucial. Marital status, important. Why? If it's a salesperson, if it's someone that I'm going to be driving hard at tier 3, like Eddie, I need to understand that, does your wife have your buy-in? Because I'm going to message you at 10:30 at night and I expect you to message me back. I'm just upfront about it. At 10:30 at night, I'm going to message you If we have an agreement, we go to bed whatever time. I go to bed at 10:30 now, but between now and 10:30, anybody in the company can ask me anything they want to, no matter what it is, even Sundays. Yesterday, we're coming back from a trip that we did. We went to PE and then we went to Jeffries. We shot a lot of content. And on our way to the airport, I'm driving and I've got my phone connected to a Polar Vivo and it's got Apple CarPlay. And the reason why I've got my phone connected is because Elsie played
The music was too awesome.
Hop Hop Spinner Cop in the car, and then she was acting weird. So I said, no, we're going to listen to Tupac now. So you sit still. I'm just kidding. But yeah, weirdo music, like fairy music. So as I'm driving, and I said to Els, I'm sorry, I have to like text this person. You're gonna have to drive. Luckily, it wasn't a big deal. But Matlati, she sits next to me. She never messages me on Sunday. When I saw Matlati message me, it's like my heart was cold. I said, fuck, something's wrong. Open my WhatsApps. In between, I'm checking groups and everything like that. Not really responsive. But when a team member messages me until 10:30 at night, I'm available. So if you're going to be in my team, you're going to be available. So if you're married, your wife, your husband, your spouse, your significant other needs to understand that. And if they do, salute. If they don't, it is what it is. Then we can't work that closely together. Education. So for us, for cadets, for salespeople, education is not really the most important. I haven't finished matric. Homie, if I tell you how many of our best salespeople haven't finished matric, it doesn't matter. I barely finished matric, like just net. I was a proper salesman and I salesman my way through standard 9 to the teacher. I said, you can fail me, my dad will murder me, then it's on your conscience if I'm not here tomorrow. I'm Eastern European. We do not fail. We go forward or, there's an incident where I drowned, allegedly. So that's how it is. So you need to put me through and I'll improve. And I did slightly better in matric. So, but education, when it comes to self-education, my library, like anyone that comes to my house, the first place I take them, I've got a kick-ass garden, I've got a kick-ass kitchen, I've got a kick-ass lounge, I've got a kick-ass house. The first place where I'll take is my library because I've self-educated. I've read a couple of 100 books. And if I read a book or listen to it on Audible, I have the right to put it on my shelf. And the books on my shelf have been through this brain. So, you might have done a 2 or 3 year marketing degree. You might have an honors degree in marketing. You might have one. But unless your honors degree in marketing can exactly articulate how much your CTAs cost, what is your current cost per 1,000 views on Facebook? How do you a clickable link on story that drives a call to action on a form, which you can't because the honors degree in marketing don't teach you these things unless it's current. I'll stand toe to toe with anyone in marketing, and so will my team. And none of them have an honors degree in marketing. Do you have an honors degree in marketing?
I have in multimedia.
In multimedia. Okay, but what are you exceptionally good at today? Marketing. Elena, do you have an honors degree in marketing? No. She actually has a very cool degree in photography. Elena, did you know that?
No, I didn't.
Okay, yes. So when she was studying photography, I'm like, dude, don't pay so much money. I'll teach you to take pictures. Stand here, point your phone, take a picture, right? It looks lekker. Post it on Instagram or on Facebook and push like. Is Elena giving me shit now?
No. Don't worry.
But I know that if you go and you compete against her on Google, for example, on Facebook ads, she'll run circles around you with your marketing degree. What is she saying here?
She's laughing at you.
She's laughing at me. I still feel you should have given me the money for your photography class. Yes, I would have taught you how to take pictures as well. This is portrait. This is landscape. Portrait, IG and Facebook. Landscape, Facebook. This doesn't go on IG. This goes on IG. Okay, pay me the 80K. You're welcome. All right.
Your ass, man.
Your ass, man. So, education. Does that person need experience? Upbringing. Super important. Salespeople, upbringing. What sports did you play? I played rugby. Cool. Who was your best coach? This and this coach. Why was he good? You know, he would allow us to, drink after games, and he would allow us to, swear and come sloppy. Huh. Okay, so that's what you value. Different conversation. What sports did you play? I played rugby. Okay, cool. Who's your favorite coach? This coach, Coach ABC. Why? Well, he was very strict. He drilled the fuck out of us all the time. I freaking hated him. But, when I played for him, we won matches. Really? Huh? So you are competitive. You can allow me to push you that hard? Yes, you may push me that hard. As long as I'm winning, I don't mind you pushing me. Boom. So that's part of the system. That's another one of the points. Upbringing. Why? Okay. Divorced. Cool. By the way, divorced kids coming out of a divorce now, if you know how to drive those kids, you will absolutely change their life. So who was tough on you, mom or dad? Mom was tougher than me, on me. Okay, cool. Who do you want to prove right? I want to prove mom right. Why? Because she believes in me. So you want to prove dad wrong? Yeah, because the MF, not going to say the full word, but the MF walked out on us when I was a baby because he was a fucking coward. Okay, so you want to prove him wrong? Yeah. Okay, let's go, boy. That's how I drive you. We're going to prove mom right. We're going to prove dad wrong. Here we go. Let's go to war. Upbringing, very important. Competitive sports, especially in sales. Love people that played some kind of a organized sport, even if it's not at a high level. Like, absolutely not at a high level. But that, I don't want to walk around you with eggshells, like I'm walking on eggshells, and I can drive you and I can push you so that you get better. As we are over time, homie, I'm going to push. I'm going to push. The process of onboarding. Onboarding, taught versus caught. What does this mean? And where is the perfect balance here? Okay. How many people are watching us on TikTok?
162.
162. Thank you guys for sticking around. Probably on one of my most boring presentations.
It's a good one.
That will absolutely make you a lot of money if you use this stuff. But taught versus caught. What does this mean, and where is the perfect balance here? So in a classroom, on a PDF, we've got a online Moodle, we call it, online training facility with videos like this on a specific topic, handling objections, etc., etc. You write a test. So that's taught. Caught is, you get to sit around me or one of the other managers, and I do a closing call with a customer, and you get to hear me do the closing call. And then you get to ask me questions. What if, what if, what if, what if? And I do a call where I reach out to a customer and I solicit that customer for a either Hello Peter review or Auto Trader review or a referral, or I want to get a connection, or I've seen on your Facebook you're friends with someone that I want to be friends with. How do you connect me to this person? Okay, there's a new up and coming politician, Els. I want him in the studio. I eventually got his telephone number. Okay. I'm not going to say who he is, but he's very popular. He's like, each video he drops on TikTok is like hundreds of thousands of views. This guy he's not scared to call out ministers. He is a fucking animal. So I figured out one of our colleagues is friends with him on Facebook through someone. I got his telephone number. It took me a couple of hours. You just see Henry. Kan praat probeer maar dis oplossing. Die oplossing kan okay. Shut up, phone Henry now. So on our previous seminar, one of the managers, his name is Henry, runs the depot. When he's got a serious issue, we put a number on that issue. So if it's 1 to 6, I don't need to, get off the score. If it's an 8 or a 9, I'm literally phoning him in front of you. So he says, I've got a solution. It's a 7, 6 to a 7, but phone me after you're done. So I don't need to. If he says it's an 8, 9, or a 10, I'm sorry, I have to make the score. I'll put you on mute and I'll phone. So that's also a very cool system that we teach as well. But that's on the previous masterclass that we did last week, Monday. Okay, so taught versus caught. Huge do's and don'ts when complimenting. Most people do not know how to handle compliments. I've had people, giving out compliments. I've given out compliments to people where I give you a compliment on Thursday and I fire you on Saturday because your head is too fucking big. Never mind for the office or for the room. For Pretoria North, your head is too big for Pretoria North. Should I not use the F-bomb? Is someone complaining? Sorry.
Nobody's
Sorry about the F-bomb, guys, because sometimes I'm passionate. So you need to figure out by giving people small compliments first to see whether or not they react. This I can spend 90 minutes on. Most people like compliments behind their back. So I'll talk behind Elsie's back to her team, like for 2-3 days. And I'll know when one of them told her, because I'll change her mood. Same with Elena. I'll talk behind Elena's back for 2-3 days. And when it gets to her ears, I'll get a thank you or something. I appreciate you. Cool, cool. So talking good behind people's back it's like a skill set. It's a hack. Talking bad behind people's back means you're a coward. But talking good behind people's back, then you just figure out, they told her. Boom. And then all happy and like the body language is different, the excitement level is different, like the enthusiasm's different. I'm like, you heard what I said to that and that person behind your back. Good for you. Okay, going forward. Okay, you need to expect what you inspect. Expect versus inspect. What are your DMAs? Daily monitoring activities. This for the sales industry. If you want to book me for this, if you are in the automotive space or you in sales, what are your DMAs? Your daily monitoring activities. This will double your business. It did when I figured this out. So all the salespeople say, I work hard. I work hard, Uncle Bob. I work hard. Like, how hard do you work? No, we work hard. I say, okay, cool. So what does hard mean? Can you define it? Yeah, we're busy all day. We smash the phones. Cool. Can you define it? No. Okay, let me help you. How many calls did you make? 15 calls. At how many minutes? 3 minutes a call. Okay, 15 calls, 45 minutes. All right. How many cars did you deliver? 1 car. How long did the delivery take? 30 minutes. Boom, 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 boom. Add everything. You are here 10 hours a day. You worked 2.5 hours today. What the F did you do for 7.5 hours? Once you know what your DMAs are, it's very simple. Eddie, in order for Eddie to do 32 cars plus, all he needs to do, it's very simple. It's not difficult. It's a simple thing. He needs to make 200 connected calls per day. That will give him 5.9 applications per day with a 50% approval ratio and a 75% closing ratio. That's Eddie. That's how he gives me 32 calls a day. So what are you here to do today, Ed? Make 200 connected calls. Aren't you here to sell cars? No, sir. That's a byproduct or that's a symptom of the input, which is 200 connected calls a day, every day. Boom, DMAs. Why are these important? Because if you know them, you'll know before the time. So salesperson doesn't need to come and tell me why he or she didn't make target. I'll tell you why you never made target. I don't ask you. You're going to blame the weather, the government. You're going to blame Iraq, Iran, the oil prices, Bitcoin, Top G, Andrew Tate, whatever. I'm going to tell you, you never made the calls because I can see your tracking, because you didn't do the apps. The approval ratio is fine. So it's still at just under 50%. Your closing ratio is fine, but you never presented us with closing opportunities, which you should have. So that's why you never made your target. Your input sucks. Let's go forward and then learn from our mistakes. We're in the process. Are you winning? Same. So Eds, how do you sell 25 cars by the 19th? Oh, you made 250 calls a day and then you ended up with like 7.5 to 8 applications. So why can't you do this every fucking day, homie? Okay, that's where we're winning. That's what we double up on. Good. Imagine, Eds, you didn't take the week and you continued pushing, and in 3 weeks you got to 25. You've already built up so much momentum. You would have been at 50 cars at the end of the month, homie, but you wanted to take off. Yes, we did have an agreement. Where do you need help? In that DMA section. I'll know where you need help. Because if you're making the calls, you're getting the apps, but they're all shitty apps, so your approval ratio is now all of a sudden lower than the company. Okay, who are you finding? Why are you finding them? Find these people. You're fishing, okay, for fish in a swimming pool. You should be fishing for fish in the fucking dam, not in the swimming pool. There's no fish here. That's how it works. Okay. Consistency. Okay, consistency. If you are flat foot on the petrol consistently, there's something that builds up. It's called momentum. I've got like a 30-second story. It's a Donald Trump story. He speaks about a friend that sold his company. It was a building company for like multi-billion dollar. Sold it to a big conglomerate. They messed up the company. They obviously ran it into the ground. He went and retired on a golf course and he just became miserable. A couple of years later, they asked him, would you like to buy a company back from us, sir? He says, yes. Buys the company and bankrupts the company. So at the end of his life, Donald Trump invites him to Mar-a-Lago, I think is his house, called at the beach. And the guy's sitting there all alone and depressed and shit. Wife left him, and kids don't want to talk to him because he like spent the last 15 years of his life when he should have been chilling. He spent the last 15 years of his life like losing all their money. And he asked him, why did you lose the company? And he answers Donald Trump this way. He says, I lost momentum, which is true. He simply lost momentum. The time that he took off, the momentum was gone and he couldn't build it up because that train was running too fast for him. Okay, so that's the biggest side of consistency. You build up momentum. I see it in my physical. So the reason I've been able to lose 30 kilograms and keep 30 kilograms off is because I'm consistently eating the same thing like a dog, literally. You asked if I was hungry today. So you messaged me and said, are you hungry, Bobs? I said, yes, they can just send me the normal thing. Have you seen me eat something else outside of work when we went on our trip? But at work, do I eat the same thing?
No, always the same thing.
Always the same thing. It's consistent every single day. That builds up the momentum because I get my macros, I get my micros, I get all the nutrients that I need so that when I go and hit the gym, I've got power and I maintain my weight. Consistency. That's the biggest upside. Once there's trust, you can be challenged. When you are consistently pushing your salespeople until the point where they see, my intention for Eddie is to get him to 35 calls consistently. He knows that's my intention. That's why I push him. Once he knows that that's my intention, he trusts me with my leadership, then I can challenge him publicly or privately. He doesn't like the public thing, but when I do it publicly, it's like comparing a panada to a freaking monster pill.
Pita pie.
What is it? Pita pie. What is that? Is that a pill?
It's hy maak jou spiere slap.
Okay, so that's what it's like. The difference between me challenging him privately, eventually we'll pick up the pace, but publicly, fucking hates it. It's like, holy moly. Okay, now let me just get this done. Okay, once there's trust, you can challenge. Private conversations to manage expectations, those are always best upfront. It needs to be done in public, in private, I'm sorry, not in public, in private. And then we need to manage the expectations upfront. So Ed, in order for us to hit this is the expectation. We come up with this number together based on your data. Yes, yes. Okay, cool. I'm going to be, on top of you like white on rice on these DMAs, the daily monitoring activities. You know that, right? Yes. Okay, cool. Marketing team. We sat down in January and we completely changed our posting strategy. So we increased the posting strategy by how many percent? Elena, what did the posting increase by? Just answer me in the group chat in terms of from X amount of posts per day. We're not going to give the number because we obviously it's different for each business, but it increased, in my opinion, probably by like 300 or 400%. The amount of content, the sheer amount and volume of content that we started posting. Yeah, am I right? Else?
Yeah, we used to post I think 3 per day and then we increased it to 7. So
Yeah, so that's like more than double, almost triple of what we were used to posting. So private conversation is, team, I know that I'm going to ask you for more. And the reason why I want to ask you for more is I've got this crazy idea. I think it will work. And here's why I think it will work. I've done research on this and this person, these channels, and everybody says, volume, 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 volume. But here's the trick. I don't want our quality to drop. So even though the volume will increase, it can't be at the cost. It cannot be for the life of me at the cost of quality. What do we need to do in order for us to do this? Okay, we need to invest in this software. We need another offsite editor. We need Elsie to focus only on doing these and these things, not these 6 other things. Elena needs somebody offsite as well that can assist her in these 4 areas. So take this off her plate because we still need Google, we still need Facebook. So we need to beef up our team for your dream to become a reality. Until we do, and Elena's on the score, and I'm going to now speak to her, not behind her back, but to her face. This girl's been working since January. Ours, Elena goes to bed at 11 o'clock. She walks around with 2 cell phones, a laptop, and an iPad. So she's got 4 devices. Look at the photo she just sent us.
Yeah.
She's got 4 devices in front of her. You're a fucking rock star. So she's got 4 devices in front of her, making sure everything goes off smooth and nothing is interrupted. And when shit breaks, which sometimes it does, she already knows about it before I phone and tell her. This didn't go through. I know my internet. So same with Elsie. In order for us to be able to ask you for a consultation session at the end, we here until whoever knows what time. We'll go home, and then tonight there'll be a group chat again because some of you will say, Uncle B, I'm really keen. How does it work? What are the questions that I need to answer? What does it cost again? What if I take more than one session? It's going to be more lift, but with more lift comes more responsibility, and then boom, all of a sudden income grows, there's other incentives, etc., etc. But that conversation was managed in private upfront. This is my plan. This is what I want to do. By the way, nice time to break it up to, we're going from 7 to 15 next month, which is in 2 days. Are you ready? Elena has left a group chat. Elena has left a group chat. She's going to be like, no, bro. I'm going on holiday.
Will you be able to use that amount of words per day?
I've got more words than you can handle, young lady.
Okay,
Yeah,
like
no,
a female.
definitely. Like a female. Elena is typing. Please don't leave the group chat. She's got the big eyes and the smiley face. Okay, so it's not 15, it's 16. Okay, relax, calm down. If any of this information made sense to you and speaks to you, and you would like me to unpack more of it in greater detail, whether it's marketing, recruiting, driving a team, maybe it's training, you need me to touch on some training, all you need to do is send me a WhatsApp. Elena disappeared, peace, and then gone. Send me a WhatsApp 0825426659 if you want me to go into detail with the 10 points on recruiting on this system, the specific system. If I tell you how much I paid PBD, you guys won't believe me, so I won't tell you. But it's a multi six figure that I had to pay and still get to the US and still pay for accommodation and all this other stuff, Ubers and eat outs and all this other stuff. But I'm gonna give it to you at 90 minutes. We should be fine. So 90 minutes is 25,000 rand, and if you take 2 sessions, you get a third one for free. It's recorded in our studio, professionally lit, and we're gonna have the conversation either in person. Lots of the people that come actually want to do it in person. Spend some time in here, professionally recorded, do the sound for you, and then we send that off to you and you can share it with your team, or we do it over Zoom. Some of our clients are in Cape Town, lots of our clients in fact are in Cape Town and KZN. We do it over Zoom, it is recorded, and then we ship it off to you packaged. So 25K for 90 minutes, depending on what you need to unpack and process, whether it's recruiting, marketing, posting on socials. We have 300,000 unique views per day. It's not by accident, it's a system. It is a very, very well-oiled, orchestrated machine. We can go through that. Just shoot me a WhatsApp, Uncle B, I'm interested. I'm going to pass you over to the team, Elena and Elsie and David. Dave, is Dave on?
No, that's not.
Okay, he's probably, sorry?
As far as I know.
If you're not on, I know, Dave, you are with us in spirit, my brother. So Dave, Elena, and Elsie will make the booking, send you the questionnaire. You can book us 90 minutes, 25K. If you take 2, you get a third one for free for 50K. Thank you very much. I appreciate you. Should I read some of the questions here?
Yeah, okay.
Why do you get rejected when seen as being too high value for a company? I will not be applying for a job so my value is higher than the company. Okay, Sean Leslie, too high value for a company. I will not be applying for that job if I saw my value is higher than the company. Brother, I don't know where you've been applying, but I'm not hiring you unless you are too high value for me. Like literally, I'm not. The CFO that we have now, she can be the CFO of any listed company. Okay? Our company is not listed. We are not there yet, but I hired her because with her help, she'll help me get there. Our HR, our HR ran probably the most difficult HR position in South Africa is running a multi-billion rand construction company. So imagine the personalities from the person laying bricks all the way to, somebody inherited this company and got a big chip on their shoulder because this was my dad's company and I am now the boss. She has to deal with all that shit. She is way too qualified to run our company. That's why she works here. So perhaps you're not applying at the right companies, my man. My experience values me as being hired in a company, but I'm applying for a job for the was I see it fit for me, but job not for the money. So I like your second question. So money should be probably number 4 or number 5 on your list as to why you should work for the company. If you can directly work with a killer, with someone that's really, really good at what they do, I would opt for that and then put money last. Meaning that if I work with a killer, I get to have, you know, see the hand-to-hand combat. I work with a great manager that will share, that's willing to share, because most aren't, but that's willing to share his knowledge and upskill me. Even if I take a pay cut to go and work for that other company, long term, I'm investing in myself. So I like that question. Hopefully, it adds value. People feel offended. Stop you from saying something the way you need to. So you need to hear it. So be it. Don't let the feeble people. Yeah, I like that comment. Thank you, sir. So don't let the feeble people feel offended when you direct with them. Lots of people call me rude. Uncle Bobby, you are nothing like TikTok. It's a scam. It's an act. Uh, no, I'm everything like I am on TikTok and with your conversation. I had one today. So this dude phones me, says, Uncle Bob, I love you. I've been watching your content for 2 years. You rock. Uncle Bob, you're the guy to help me. I've applied at 3 dealerships. They all declined me. I need you to approve me. I said, brother, are you ready for my feedback? Yes, sir. Okay. Unfollow me. Block me on all your channels. Never listen to a word that I say. Okay. If I pop up by mistake, block me and block me every time you see me. Why do you say that? Because you obviously don't take seriously what I say to you. You went and applied with these rookie amateur F&Is, screwed up your name. You have made a big pile of puffy on a clean carpet, and you want me to go and clean up the carpet. You never came to me first, but you've been watching my content for 2 years. No. Okay, cool. Have a nice day. You're very rude. I can't believe you said that to me. I said, go and write comments on my social media that I'm rude. I'm just direct, bro. You're a weak snowflake. And you can't handle me. So no problem. Unfollow me. Cheers. Have a nice life. Goodbye. Boom. Put the phone down. It is what it is. But anyway, outside of that, no more comments.
There's one, Milton Kane. So, Uncle Bobby, how do you keep your team motivated and energetic?
How do you keep your team motivated and energetic? So it always flows down. If I'm motivated and energetic, I will influence the room. If I'm not motivated and energetic, I will not influence the room. So it's caught and it's not taught. The people need to see me excited. I'm the most excited person at work, even when I'm having a shit day. But every time I walk into a room, the first thing that I need to do is change the mood of the room. And then I drive them and I let them see me do what I ask them to do every freaking day in and day out. I come in, I'm coming in first, I'm leaving last. There's no one at the dealership. There's just the security guards outside looking after us. There's no one else at the dealership. And I came in first this morning. Except this morning, I got caught in horrible traffic because people forget how to drive in the rain. But you motivate people by being fucking motivated. That's how you motivate people.
And
So
legacy,
but legacy, the 4 ways how to drive people is obviously it's legacy. Yes, it is lifestyle. uh, what is the third one? It is advancement, and then the fourth one, which is me, is just being competitive and the love languages that I speak to people. But it starts off with me being motivated. When I come into work, I want to kick ass today. So how are we going to do that? Okay, what are you struggling with? Good, bad, and ugly. No, well, whatever it is. Speak up. I can't hear you, bro. Do you need a coffee? Let's get this. Go get a cappuccino on my account, cafe. The way I like it, strong. 2 espressos in with a little bit of milk, come back. No, I'm okay. So go get a coffee. Next, what you up to? Boom. No, we're good. We're sweet. We're going to do an article change. The customer doesn't want to buy the black motor. I'm like, give me the customer's name. That shit ended in 1994. I'm sick and tired of this color thing. Bob, they don't want the black car. It's a black customer doesn't want the black car. I said, that's even fucking worse. Let me phone this customer and speak to them about color. Color doesn't matter. He says, Bob's, it does. He wants the gray one. I'm like, okay, cool. Everybody's laughing. Okay, boom. Energy is higher. That's how you motivate your team. Hope that question
Good.
is answered in the best of. And I'm sorry for the F-bombs, guys. I just get very excited and then one slips out. My bad. Between now and Wednesday, we've got another masterclass on Wednesday on customer training. What are we doing, or haven't we decided?
We haven't decided.
Okay, so you'll know tomorrow on B. We'll just go through some of the questions that we've received from our clients on the groups and on the DMs, and then we'll present the customer training tomorrow. But between now and then, 0825426659. Shoot me a message if you want to unpack these in greater detail for your company, for your team, and we'll set up a call. Thank you. Have a blessed evening. This PDF has been proudly brought to you by the Masterclass team and on the group. If you're not on the group, you're losing out. Get on the group. Between now and then, goodbye, goodbye.